Hey friends, welcome on in. In this accelerated career advancement tip video, I'm going to be sharing with you the difference between having a job focus and a career focus. There are definitely differences, and depending on where you are putting your focus, it may be either aiding or stalling your career advancement goals. And today, we're going to be talking all about that. For those of you that haven't met me before, my name is Guirovich. I'm a #1 best-selling author, and I'm the creator of My Promotion Plan, a course that helps women go from passed over to promotion with ease rapidly. If you're ready to get rid of the stress and you have been feeling stuck in your career, then I want to invite you to schedule an accelerated career clarity call with me. We'll go over your goals one-on-one. More on that later, and the description to book your call will be in the link below. But in this video, I really want to dive into the difference between being career focused and being job focused. Now, this is one of the pitfalls that we fall into, sometimes especially as women. We have a tendency to focus on the job at hand. Now, let's just go ahead and do a few quick definitions before we dive in even deeper. So, a job. A job is typically something that you do to earn money. It is something that we're thinking of short term. It just gives us kind of a means to an end. And that is really just to produce some income for us. It isn't something where we are saying, hey, I want to be in this position long term. And so we're really not thinking about how can we develop in this position and how can we take it to the next level. Now, when you were in high school or maybe even those young college years, you likely had jobs. You weren't planning on staying there long term. The difference in a career is that you actually want this to be a path. You want this to be a way in which you advance, a way in which you can accelerate, a way in which you can earn a really substantial living and continue to advance in your career. And those are really the differences. Now, somebody can have a job, like once I had a job as a front office assistant, right? We can call that a job, but I could also have a job or I could have a career as a front office assistant. So for one person, they may be working as a front office assistant as a job, where the other, it's actually part of their career. And that was me years ago. I switched industries. I went from working in the hospitality industry to working in the wellness industry. And I took this jump, this leap. And at that point in time, I thought that, you know what, I don't have skills in this area. I should start at the beginning. Now, knowing what I know today, I wouldn't make the leap all the way back to that position. But here's what I can tell you. When I took that job as the front office assistant, I wasn't taking it just as a job. I already knew that I would never want to just remain in that position, that I was going to want to move up the ladder. Well, here's the thing. Sometimes we can actually get into careers, but we can actually treat them like jobs. And here's the difference. Here's what this looks like. Whenever we get a job, we are just focused on doing the day in and the day out, right? Can we just achieve what we need to? And we're really doing quite the minimum that's required. Now, it's not going to say that you don't do it to the best of your ability. It's not going to say that you don't try. It's not even going to say that you're not motivated to learn a few new things, to make it more efficient on yourself, to make it more fun and enjoyable, or just to get you out of there a little bit earlier. Of course, if you have a certain work ethic, that is always going to be ingrained, whether you have a job or whether you have a career. There will be a level of work that you are going to do no matter what. It's just who you are. But the difference is when we have this job, we're really not thinking about where it can take us in the future, where it can go for us, or how it can actually help us to get to the ultimate goal in our life, right? Whether that is to have some kind of financial security, whether that's to have some kind of desired lifestyle, whether it's to live in a certain location, or really just seeing this as something temporary. Now, here's the problem. That is kind of what a job is meant to be. And, today we're seeing lower level positions where they actually pay quite well due to our current economic status. But years ago, it wasn't that way. A job was usually something that was paid much less. Well, today you could have a career or a job that roughly pays the same, especially if you don't know how to find your market value. Now, I think knowing your market value is one of the most valuable things that you can know. So there'll be a link below where you can actually click. I've got a free guide for you so you can find your market value. You have to know your worth. Now, back to the conversation here. The thing to know about careers is we can actually treat our career like a job. Just because we're in a role, maybe we have a salary position, maybe we have a set schedule, maybe there's even a career advancement track. But here's the thing, if we are not focused on our ultimate goals, if we don't have other ambitions, if we don't have other desires, if we don't have a plan to get from point A to point B to point C, then we actually get focused in our job and less in our careers. And what happens is we make short-sighted decisions that have long-term effects. And what we want to do is we really want to think about the longevity of our career. And this is how we can be sure that we're not just working in a job. Because when we work in a job, we just think about working hard. We think about doing a good job. We think about showing up. We think about being a great team player. But whenever we are career-minded, we are actually thinking about the next steps on the journey. And in order for you to be able to take those next steps on the journey, you have to know what the next steps are. You have to know what's required in each of those roles. And then you have to align your decisions with those. Not only that, you want to engage the people around you. You want to engage the people around you to help you get to where you want to go. And see, here's one misconception we have, and I'm going to do a whole video on this, so stay tuned for that. But a lot of times what happens is we actually view relationships as just needing to really build relationships. So we try to build rapport. But what we're not doing is we're not leveraging those relationships for our career. And so if I'm going to be career minded, then I'm going to want to set up milestones, markers that I want to hit. This could be for skills that I want to acquire. This could be for markers and measurements that I want to hit within my role. So maybe I want to be at a certain level of success. And so I'm going to be setting goals for myself if I really want to be career focused. I want to be knowing, where do I want to be? What skills? What project? Who do I need to align myself with? And what is coming up in the future? Now, it's not to say that we want to lose sight of what we're doing today. We still want to do a great job in what we're doing now, but at the same time, we don't want to put all of our focus into just doing this particular role. Because when we just become really good at doing a particular role, most often what happens is we just get more and more of that specific thing because we haven't shown our bosses that we have what it takes to go to that next level. And so in order to do that, in order to show them, I always suggest that you have your own career advancement meeting, you have your own personal development meeting, and you frame your value. When you have your own meeting and you frame your future value, you are going to show them exactly where you want to go and enlist their help to get there. But the key is for you to be focused on the future, not just today, which means that you may have to make some short-term sacrifices to get where you want to go tomorrow. Because today, it's not all about today whenever we are career focused. It's about tomorrow. And that might mean that we have to get onto a project, we need to work under somebody, we need to do some lateral training. There's some different things that we need to do to acquire some skills that are going to serve us into the future. But the overall key is just not to focus on solely what you're doing, waiting for other people outside to just notice you and move you up, but to plan your advancement, plan your track, understand where you're going, what's required with you as you go, and then make your decisions based off of those goals. Well, thank you so much for joining me in this tip video today. Be sure to subscribe and click that little notification bell. That way you'll be notified each week as we come out with a new video. I would love for you to share this video with a friend if you found value in it, and leave your comments below. What do you think? How do you leverage your career and not stay stuck in a job?